Hey guys, it's me, that one Weeb here, back with another episode of What If Naruto Was a Demigod. You guys have been waiting for this very patiently, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate each and every one of you for watching and liking the videos. Continue to do that, and I hope you support all my other videos as well. This part will now come out, so I hope you guys enjoy it, and thanks for giving me time to write it. The next part shouldn't be out for a while, as I have to script 6, 7, and 8, and after that, we'll keep going into the Naruto story, so make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content from me, and make sure to comment below how's your day going. The like goal for this video is 100 likes, just like the last couple, and nothing will really happen, but it does encourage me to keep writing the scripts, so I'll keep making these videos. But let's get right into the video. Last time, Naruto had finished defeating Neji Hyuga. As Naruto deactivates his eagle eye, he looks up to the third Hokage and he's proud of himself, as well as hoping that the third Hokage is proud of him for seeing that he's strong. The third Hokage smiles and thinks of his father, the fourth Hokage, before he died, and that his flashing and speed reminded him so much of him. Now, the third Hokage is now even more anticipating for the next match, as Sasuke Uchiha, after many minutes, finally arrives with longer black and dark hair. Sasuke slides down the arena, and Naruto gives him a fist bump as he climbs back up. He tells Sasuke good luck against this guy and tells him to go all out if he wants to win. At that point, Sasuke then activates his Sharingan as he starts running down the wall as the match is started immediately. Sasuke then charges up inside of his hand the Chidori, and with his Chidori, Naruto's impressed and can see the lightning style in it. He thinks that Sasuke must have either learned this technique or have created this technique for the purpose of fighting him, since Naruto's known for his lightning style attacks. Then Naruto smiles and asks Kakashi-sensei if he could learn something like that. Then Kakashi, who actually has been wondering about Naruto's dojutsu, says they'll have to try it out sometime. Then, at that point, now Kakashi watches down as his student begins to battle. Sasuke dives in with his Chidori and launches it at Gaara. Gaara uses his sand and deflects the blow, but unknown to him, the Chidori sinks straight through the sand, cutting it like butter. At that point, the Chidori sinks into his sand shell and Gaara begins to get electrocuted. He growls and hisses at the pain, and this makes him even more enraged. He then pulls himself away from the sand and uses it to attack against his opponent, Sasuke. Sasuke then dives back to avoid this critical blow that might have actually killed him, as he keeps getting more blows and throwing kunai at Gaara. As Gaara gets more and more infuriated and angry from the cost of his blood spilling, then he gains even more rage. He then slowly begins to transform into the Sand Beast, known as the One-Tails. As the one-tailed form begins to grow on Gaara, Naruto activates his eagle eye and can see through it that inside of it there lies Gaara, trapped inside of some animalistic chakra. Naruto then tells Sasuke to get out of there, and as so, a Genjutsu begins to fall in the stadium. Naruto, who easily defends against this Genjutsu, uses his own eagle eye, which is resistant to Genjutsu like the Sharingan, and blocks it out. As Naruto puts even more lightning release into his attack, so that way he doesn't get Genjutsu'd to fall asleep. Sasuke runs after Gaara as Gaara runs and terrorizes through the village on his way into the forest. Naruto says that he'll be right behind Sasuke, but he needs to wake up the rest of the people so that they can help fight and defend the village. He then wakes up the rest of, or if not the most of, the Genin, as well as a few Chunin and Jonin. At that point, Naruto then tells them what's going on with the situation and rushes out of the village. As Naruto's going through the forest, he senses some sand shinobi and can see them through the trees. He dives upward and activates a lightning stream, hitting each and every one of them in one attack. At that point, the attack flows through all of them and they get knocked down and fall to the floor. Then, he rushes forward. Naruto blitzes through the forest at top speed, and he makes it to see Sasuke and Gaara battling it out. Sasuke has blood dripping down the left side of his face as Gaara continues to slash at him. Now, immediately, he senses something different emanating off of Sasuke as well as Gaara. He senses a heat beginning to emanate through the forest as well as pulse across the entire land. He turns around and sees Blaze. Blaze had followed him out of the village, and he rushes towards Gaara and Sasuke and tries to knock Gaara out of it. He tells him this isn't him and that they need to stop this now. At that point, Blaze, who had known all about the Konoha Crush plan, hadn't been thinking that his older brother Gaara would have to be forced to be turned into that awful monster that terrorizes him. Blaze uses his heat and tries to melt off Gaara's arm. Gaara sees him and gets even more enraged and tells him that if he doesn't move, he's going to kill him, along with the rest. All he can think about is blood and murder. Naruto charges in, grabs Blaze, and throws him back, telling him that he shouldn't be involved in this. Blaze looks at him and tells him that he knows what he can do, and that he's strong, probably stronger than him. Naruto looks back, and this actually annoys him a little bit, and tells him to prove it. Naruto then pulls his scythe out, and it grows to its full length, as Naruto holds the grip of it. He then, without a misting beat, then pulls out his own hammer, and Blaze and Naruto stare at each other down for a second. Sasuke gets pissed off at this and tells him to help him fight this guy, or unless they're too busy fighting each other. Blaze and Naruto ignore him, and they say that whoever wins is going to get to fight against Gaara. Then, Blaze and Naruto dive into the action. Blaze activates a heat blast and shoots towards Naruto. Naruto waits until the blast is an inch from his face, and then he disappears out of Blaze's vision. Suddenly, Blaze closes his eyes and listens. All he can hear is the soft trickling of electricity in the background, like a broken light, as the electricity and the electrons can't get it all the way through the generator. At that point, he then hears a sharp zap sound, and he turns around to swing his hammer, when all he sees is an afterimage. Behind him, Naruto's pulling a punch back. He turns around, and just as he is about to see the attack, he phases through it. Naruto teleports back again and slashes his hand in the air 5 times. At that point, electricity charges through these blasts, and they all launch towards Blaze Realis. Blaze then creates a heat ball that surrounds him and tries to block the electricity. The electricity and flame hit each other, and they can start canceling each other out, causing a burning, smoky scent to go through the entire forest. Blaze activates his natural body heat even to a higher degree, and Naruto can begin to feel the heat emanating from him. His eyes have gone even more red, and Naruto's eagle eye just gets more bluer and bluer. Naruto then uses a technique that he hadn't thought he needed to use in this battle. He rushes at Blaze, and then just as Blaze and him are about to make contact, he then grabs his scythe, slashes into the ground, and falls underground. He then continues to move underground at fast speed and continues to confuse Blaze as he can't sense him. Naruto did this to avoid the heat that he knew Blaze had, as well as that if he uses this technique, he can take Blaze out of the fight without hurting him. Naruto pops up right behind Blaze, and he immediately feels the burn of his flames. Blaze then turns around with a punch and a swing of his hammer. The hammer smashes into Naruto's arm, and it cracks, and Naruto screams in pain. He then flies backward, and he uses his own scythe to defend against another swing. He cuts with his scythe, and the slash actually pushes Blaze and his hammer back. If he hadn't used his hammer to block, he probably would have lost a head. Then, Blaze charges up the heat even more, and you can begin to see heat waves emanating off his body. Gaara and Sasuke are now fighting at full speed in the background. Sasuke activates his last and final third Chidoriya for that day, and launches at Gaara, stabbing him in the chest. Gaara begins to bleed out, and as he screams, more sand piles on top of him, as he loses consciousness and begins to grow into his final, if not the last final, for the tailed beast form. Naruto tells Blaze that he has to finish this quickly, and activates the lightning release around his eye, and he decides he has to risk it. He pushes lightning release again around his entire body, causing a form of an armor of lightning to surround his body. At this point, his speed and everything has been amped by 2 times, another 0.5 above his normal, just having his eye amplified. He blitzes forward, and Blaze doesn't see anything. All he feels is a sharp jab in his stomach, and he's knocked out. The heat goes down as Naruto deactivates his lightning armor. He then turns around and looks down at Blaze Realis, whose hair and eyes have receded from becoming almost flame-like. He tells him he's sorry, and that the next time they fight, then they'll play fair and square, and he won't use any dirty abilities. He then looks towards the Gaara and Sasuke, Sasuke is pretty much out of his tricks. He tells Naruto that he could use some help right now, and Naruto obliges. Naruto then charges the lightning release again into his entire body, as his muscles tense up in complete agony and pain from coursing the 2,000 joules of energy through them. He then grits his teeth and screams as blood begins to pull out of some of the wounds that he already has. He tells Sasuke he can only use this a few times for a few minutes each, and every time he does it, it hurts him more. He tells Sasuke that he needs to work on this ability, but he thinks it might be enough for now. He then tells him that he has one other trick, and if he has enough chakra left, he might be able to do it. He then bites his finger, and Sasuke sees him using some kind of jutsu. He slams his hand to the ground and says, "Summoning jutsu! Tempest! Dragon of the sky!" At that point, Sasuke's eyes widen as his Sharingan deactivates from chakra loss. And in the place right next to the humongous, already tailed beast form of Gaara, the smoke begins to clear, and on top of its head, there stands Naruto, and directly beneath him, the dark blue-scaled dragon with electricity coursing across his body. Naruto tells him that he's almost out of chakra, so he can't keep him here long, and then tells him that in order for them to win this battle, he needed his help. Tempest nods and tells him that he's going to put all of his strength into this attack to try and finish him in one blow. Naruto tells him to not kill the human named Gaara above him, and then tells him that he'll take him out himself. The dragon Tempest then tells him to hurry. Naruto pulls his scythe out from behind him, grabs it, and then rushes at full speed with his lightning armor off and jumps off of his dragon's head. As the summon waits patiently, he flies around, avoiding the blows from the tailed beast. Naruto then comes and falls on top of the head of Gaara in his beast form. He then takes his scythe and slashes at the base of the head, cutting Gaara out of and jumping with him on top of the head of Tempest. As the Jinchuriki of the sand is passed out, the tailed beast Shukaku still remains. He then tells Tempest to do it now. Tempest then charges all of his chakra into this attack. He then says with everything in a loud bursting roar that across thunderclouds across the entire nation could hear. He screams, "Sky Dragon, lightning roar!" At that point, an electric roar of power as well as chakra comes flowing out of his throat and exploding out into the air. As the electricity is a higher degree than Naruto has ever felt before, his hair and every cloth in the vicinity gets completely filled with electricity and electrons. Naruto's hair is standing at spiky on edge, and as the lightning hits into Shukaku is beginning to get fried as the electricity begins to knock him out from the pain. He's completely stunned, and the Shukaku form begins to fall to the ground and turn back into sand. At that point, Naruto says congratulations to Tempest on his first win and tells him he did a great job. Tempest then says that Naruto's about to fall out of chakra and he needs to prepare to hit the ground. Naruto says what? And just as he does so, Tempest disappears into a cloud of smoke, and he falls to the ground with Gaara. As Gaara's passed out, Naruto thinks about how much alike they are, with having strange abilities and being some of the strongest in their village, needing to find a purpose in life. He looks at Sasuke, and Sasuke looks back with absolute amazement, as Sakura and the rest of the Genin had arrived at that point, watching the finale of Naruto's great battle. As Naruto falls to the ground, he sees a Blazer Alice laying against the tree looking ticked off as he's ever seen him before, his eyes flaming and smoldering. He looks at Naruto and tells him that the next time they meet again, he's going to fight him and beat him. He tells him this, and that's for certain. He also tells Naruto that if he had hurt his brother Gaara, then he would have had to kill him himself. Naruto smiled at this idea, and then Blaze looks at him and tells him he's serious. Naruto says, "Oh," and then they all head back to the Leaf Village. As Naruto heads back to the Leaf Village, he then sees and can sense some chakra slowly fading as the third Hokage uses the Reaper Death Seal to seal away Orochimaru's arms. At that point, Naruto, who's made it back, almost passes out as he walks into the village, Sakura and Sasuke holding him up. As they walk in, they see that the battle between the Sand Shinobi as well as the Leaf are still going on, and they lay Naruto down in his house and tell him that they'll be back after the battle's over. Naruto passes out, and he remembers before he passes out seeing a strange man with blonde hair looking down at him and telling him he did an amazing job and that he'll continue to watch him in the future. The man smiled as he grasped Naruto's face, and Naruto could only feel a light touch of air. He then completely passes out, and Naruto sleeps for a long time. Naruto wakes up and the village is quiet, and there's many dead people in the streets, and the Jonin and Chunin that have survived the attack of Konoha Crush are currently cleaning up everything as well as helping everyone who's been affected. The Sand Shinobi were then kicked back to the Leaf Village, to their own village in the land of wind, where Naruto then says that he'll see Blaze again someday. Again, far off, we pan out of the Leaf Village. Standing atop the third Hokage's head, there stands... who is it? No one but Hades himself. The dark-haired man stands there and thinks that if only his son Madara Uchiha had been there to see this great destruction of the leaf. Hades laughs as he looks down and can sense Naruto's weak chakra. He then tells him that he wouldn't want to kill such a weak fly himself before he's at full strength to battle him. He then jumps down into the leaf and strolls through, taking all the souls with him, unable for the mortals to see him as Hades, with his immortal chakra wearing the helmet of darkness again, is completely invisible. Hades then walks out of the Leaf Village, and as he does so, he then smiles, telling Naruto that they'll meet again soon. At that point, a dark curtain falls over the Leaf Village, and now they have to rebuild, again, searching for the new Hokage. If you guys liked this What If for part 5, make sure to hit the like button. I hope you guys enjoyed the script. I think it was a pretty interesting story. And I just want to let you guys know, if you guys had Blaze kill, had Naruto kill Gaara in that final attack before cutting him out, then what would have happened is Blaze and Naruto, after Blaze had awakened again, Blaze would have had an interesting fight with Naruto. That would have led to a completely different storyline. So we are going down the light path, I would say. And thank you guys for voting on that. The next poll will be in the video above in the iCard for the next major decision in the series. If you guys want to vote on that to determine how the series is going to go, I appreciate you. And if you guys want more what ifs like this, where I give you guys the chance for me to alter my script based on your decisions, then let me know and tell me how you think my writing style has gotten, as well as what you think of my voice. If there's anything you want me to change about my what ifs, go to the Discord and recommend something in the suggestion channel or comment it on my video. And thanks for everything. I'll see you guys later then. Bye, weebs.
It's black and white.